It's a problem that many of us seem to really struggle with, and I have for sure had some trouble with it over the last 6 months. After deep spiritual work, I fell into this deep nihilistic dark void of meaninglessness, unable to move the needle forward in my life to make any progression on any goals that I did have, and it was quite frankly really frustrating. And as a result, I've been getting terrible sleep, which ruins any chance of me to be productive for the day. And I lost a massive sense of mental clarity, experiencing a lot of brain fog, and overall I had this really low energy, just stopped me from doing the most simplest tasks in life, let alone doing the biggest tasks that I need to get done for the day in my work. And as a result, my business metrics completely plummeted, my site's traffic's gone way down, my income's gone way down, and to be quite honest, it just seems like everything is at an all-time low. But one day I was just like, you know what, enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I just started working out every day. I started eating the right amount of protein and calories, engaging in deep, really deep 1 hour meditation sessions every day, reading a lot more books, learning about philosophy and other topics that I'm super passionate and interested about. And then I started experimenting with breath work, like the Wim Hof breathing method, and cold water therapy, ice baths, all that good stuff. And I even joined a cohort of like-minded blokes on the same journey, not only in YouTube, but also in life. And this is where I heard about the neuroscientist Andrew Huberman. He's known for his groundbreaking research on the brain and shares science-based tools for life, helping people enhance focus, learning, creativity, sleep, physical strength, and brain and body health. So we all decided that we would live like Huberman for 7 days and challenge ourselves, undergoing an optimal daily routine for maximizing my productivity and focus, while also cultivating my mental health and clarity. It's very funny because I don't normally live a very structured and routine life. I'm always traveling, which means spontaneity and just doing the most random things at the most random times, sort of living life in the moment. So this is really counterintuitive of me to go down this path to follow a routine, but I'm going to challenge myself over the next 7 days, and I'm actually kind of excited to see what happens. So I'm already noticing the very first act that I do as soon as I wake up in the day is write down the time that I woke up. Just that simple act is setting me up for a more productive day because I've essentially accomplished something the moment that I wake up. Normally, when I wake up, I just grab my phone and start scrolling Instagram or something stupid like that. But the first thing that I do now is write something down. It just puts me in this mindset of productivity. So one of the reasons why we write down what time we wake up is so that we're able to estimate our body temperature minimum. And this is generally 2 hours before we wake up. And no matter what, our body reaches this minimum once every 24 hours. And we use this body temperature minimum time to shift our circadian clock. This allows us to optimize our sleeping and waking schedule, as well as our eating schedules. And also on top of that, we'll be using this time to calculate a few other things that I'll get into a bit later on in this video.
The second thing I do after I wake up is to get into forward ambulation, which is just nerd speak for taking a walk.
Oh, almost forgot. The process of walking, it's not about the exercise and it's not about burning calories or anything like that. It's more about the optic flow that is generated from walking. So as we walk outside, we look from left to right, side to side. This stimulates our mind to make us less anxious, and it actually helps with making us more focused for the day ahead. To get all sciencey on you guys, it actually activates the amygdala in the brain. And when we do these lateral eye movements from side to side, it reduces activity levels in this fear, threat, and anxiety center of the brain. This is really good if you're an anxious person. I'm personally not very anxious. However, I'm not really a morning person at the beginning of this challenge. I'm struggling with getting up and just getting out of bed. But as soon as I write down that time and I get straight out that door and start walking, it helps optimize me for the day ahead. Ultimately, the goal here is to be alert and focused and to push my neurology in the direction that I want it to go for the day. Being alert, productive, and high functioning for the day ahead, but not anxious. So when we're out on this walk, we want to try and get 10 to 30 minutes of natural sunlight coming into the eyes, and getting sunlight into your eyes first thing in the morning is vital to physical and mental health. It's the single best thing you can do for your sleep, your energy, your metabolism, your wakefulness, and your mood. All you really need is a minimum of 10 minutes a day. So I'm going to try and aim for 30 minutes of sun exposure each day without sunglasses, if I remember to take them off. It's pretty sunny up here in the sunny coast, so I shouldn't have a problem with that. And also, if you are living somewhere where it is pretty overcast, the sun rays still protrude through the clouds, so you will be still getting benefits from doing this daily. So the ultimate goal here is to get adequate stimulus into the neurons of the eye, which ultimately convey to the brain that it is daytime and it's time to be alert. And through this process, lets off this biological cascade throughout all the cells of our body. And for someone like me who's in search of more productivity, it'll set me up on the right path for the day. Early in the day, we experience a natural bump of a hormone called cortisol, which is located in the amygdala. And this spike happens every 24 hours, no matter what. It's most important that we make this spike occur earlier on in the day. Through this process of viewing sunlight in the morning, we get to time this pulse, promoting wakefulness and a healthy immune system. So I'm just at the rehab center here. We just got done with the sauna. I'm gonna jump into the cold plunge now. Ready?
Yeah. Temperature is a powerful stimulus on our nervous system and indeed on every organ and system of our body. And cold in particular can be leveraged to improve mental health, physical health, and performance.
Cold exposure causes a prolonged release of dopamine, which results in elevating your mood, enhancing focus and attention, and your goal-directed behavior. If I had to pick, this is probably the number one tool that I would recommend if you're wanting to be more productive in your day and have better overall mental clarity. Within the first minute and a half of exposure to the cold water, it's really hard to stay in there, but if you can battle through that point, it becomes a lot easier. Staying hydrated is key. My goal for this challenge, and Huberman does recommend drinking about 1 litre of water a day. My goal is to try and drink 1 litre before I get stuck into my first deep work session for the day. I also have a glass of water here with a pinch of sea salt in it. Neurons in our brain require ionic flow in the form of magnesium, potassium and sodium, which is all what you can get in a pinch of sea salt with water. So it's not the most tasteful thing, but once you get it down, you start feeling alright. Optimizes you for mental performance and health as well. Ready for the day ahead. So one of the reasons why we write down what time we wake up is so that we can calculate when to consume caffeine. The build-up of adenosine encourages sleepiness, and as we wake, this builds up over the course of the morning. Having coffee first thing blocks adenosine receptors. To combat this, we can wait for 1 to 2 hours after waking up to consume our coffee. And this will ultimately avoid our afternoon coffee crash later on in the day, resulting in a nice arc of energy release throughout the day, and as we get closer to bed, that energy comes down ready for us to sleep. I normally don't have coffee really at all in the mornings. My natural routine is to have like a smoothie to get natural energy from fruit and other ingredients in the smoothie that aren't caffeinated. However, Andrew recommends having yerba mate, or if you're Aussie like me, yerba mate, and I'm loving it. It's actually the first time I've ever had it. I'm not having it traditionally or anything like that. I just literally bought it from the supermarket in a tea bag, but it goes down alright. This one has like licorice and green tea in it as well. I think it's like 30% yerba mate. But yeah, for the sake of the challenge, I'll be having one of these every morning. Our brain goes through these 90-minute ultradian cycles each 90 minutes, moving from most alert to least alert. So it's best that we use this 90-minute window as our deep work session, because no matter what, within that 90 minutes, we're bound to be our most productive to get some good work done. And it's very interesting. I just whack on the timer for 90 minutes and I'm really surprised with how much work I can get done because I'm not focused on anything else. I use a website on my computer called Freedom, which blocks all social media apps and websites, and you can block off complete, internet access if you really wanted to. And the goal here is to get in a tunnel of work, a complete focused flow state where you're focused on one task alone and you're just crushing it. You're just absolutely immersed in that one task. For me, for example, that would be writing a blog post. I get so immersed in the process that's all I'm focused on. Time flies and the words just flow. And this is also where our body temperature minimum comes in handy, remembering that it was 2 hours before we wake up. So I wrote down the time I woke up this morning, which was 6 in the morning. So our temperature minimum is 4. Our most optimal time to do our first deep work session, or our most important deep work session for the day, is from about 4 to 6 hours after our temperature minimum. So if I do the math there, that is about 8 to about 10 in the morning. Is anywhere in between there is when I should engage in my first deep work session. This has benefited me in so many ways throughout this challenge. I've also realized that writing down that time that I'm to start work between 8 or depending when I wake up, about 8:30, it sort of tells me that is the time you have to start working, because I'm very free-flowing when it comes to doing work. I just do it when I feel like it. Having a time where I'm supposed to sit down and get to work has been really imperative for my success over this last week. And getting into this flow state has a positive release of dopamine, which makes you feel good because you've accomplished something for the day. I just got done with my first 90-minute session and it went really well. I just put the timer on and I got super tunnel visioned and just wrote for 90 minutes non-stop. I was working on a blog article, ended up writing about 1,500 words in 90 minutes, which is amazing, and I'm pretty much halfway through this article. Also was playing some white noise in the background, if you can hear that. Gets you into this zone where you just sort of are so focused, and to be honest, it's one of the best deep work sessions that I've gotten into in a very long time. One thing I'm noticing I'm probably going to struggle with during this challenge is the fasting aspect. I know it has its benefits, but I really struggle with it. When I did the Vipassana challenge, I had to fast dinner, and after the 10 days I was so used to it, but I felt like my appetite just absolutely diminished, and it took me months to get my appetite back up. So that's one of the things I'm fearing with this challenge. I'm not having breakfast and I'm not eating until about 11 a.m, which is what Huberman recommends. It's only like 9:30 and I can already feel my tummy rumbling. Also guys, with the workouts, I'm doing about 45 minutes to an hour, which is recommended by Huberman. He recommends 2 different types of exercise to do: strength exercise and endurance. I'm mainly sticking to strength, which is just body weight workouts, push-ups, sit-ups, all that kind of stuff. And he says to do at least 5 days a week. And I've built the habit of working out every day over the last 30 days. So I'm just going to maintain the momentum with that and just keep working out every day. He also does recommend to work out before eating as well, before you break the fast. And I've been struggling over the last couple of days with hunger. And to combat or quell hunger, he recommends drinking electrolytes with potassium, magnesium, sodium. Energy-wise, I'm not feeling too bad today. Normally though, I feel like a drop in energy after doing an afternoon workout and I want to do a nap and stuff. Huberman recommends not to nap. He does recommend Yoga Nidra. A YouTube buddy, Yannick, that I know, has a video and I really dig it, so I'm going to do this 20-minute Yoga Nidra for a bit.
Welcome to this Yoga Nidra session. Perhaps you'd like to place a...
So the term NSDR, non-sleep deep rest, was coined by Huberman himself, which involve a direct and deliberate state of rest and relaxation. This can be either Yoga Nidra or meditation. Personally, I have been practicing Vipassana meditation, doing about an hour of meditation every other day, and that seems to work very well for me for centering myself. However, Huberman also mentions hypnosis as an alternative to meditation and Yoga Nidra. There's a free resource that he did recommend that I will link down below called reverie.com. The app has hypnosis protocols for enhancing your focus, creativity, reducing pain, getting better sleep, reducing anxiety, and they're only like 10 to 15 minutes, which is perfect if you're really busy. Hypnosis has been shown to activate the insular cortex, which is known to enhance our interoception, which is our sense of internal space, enhancing areas of the brain responsible for deep relaxation, focus, and self-awareness. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love these Yoga Nidras. I've never even heard of this before, and I'm just gonna continue to do this after this challenge as well. It's like you reach a deep sleep, but you don't actually sleep. And that was only 20 minutes, and again, it felt like an eternity. Anyway, let's get some deep work done. Also, just an interesting note that I thought I'd also point out as well. When I was, must have been halfway through the session, I was just in this deep relaxed state, my arms by my side, and I just felt like this vibration, or almost like an invisible vibration force field, if I could describe it like that, all around my body, as if I was just emanating energy. I could just feel the vibration of energy. And it was like I didn't want to move my body. I was in this hypnotic state where I just felt like I just wanted to lay there forever and not move a single muscle. It was really relaxing. One of the things also that Huberman does recommend if you want to get better sleep is to view sunlight and get sunlight in your eyes nearing the end of the night, in the evening times just before sunset. So that's where I'm heading right now. I'm heading to Mount Coolum up here on the sunny coast, and we're gonna view the sunset from up top there. It's been proven that viewing bright light between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. is detrimental to how well we sleep, also disrupting learning and memory, immune system, and it also disrupts our mood in long-lasting ways. However, there is ways to offset this. Huberman coins this the Netflix inoculation. If you like Netflix and chilling like I do, getting a little bit of afternoon sunlight in your eyes, as counterintuitive as this sounds, it can prevent this disruption of bright light in the evening somewhat. So watching the sun set for 20 to 30 minutes, or going to take a walk, or just reading outside, can have huge benefits. So the way this works is that it lowers the sensitivity of your retinas in the late evening hours, allowing you to buffer yourself against brighter light viewed at night. However, you still might need to dim the lights in the evening. But viewing sunlight nearing the end of the day can extend how late you view light at night without having as much of an effect. And finally, let's talk about sleep. So sleep is one of the main reasons why I chose to do this routine for a week. I've been getting pretty bad sleep, and I needed a routine that would help me just sleep better so that I'm able to perform much better throughout my workday. And there's a few processes that Huberman mentions to optimize falling asleep quicker and also staying asleep. And to do this, we want to optimize our drop in body temperature. We can do this through hot showers or a sauna. When we hop in a hot shower, for example, our body naturally tries to cool ourselves down. And the cooler the body is, the better it is for us to fall asleep quicker. And that's also why we keep the room really cool. Also, elevating the feet increases the blood flow to the heart, and also keeping the room dark, closing all the curtains. And finally, breathing through your nose. I read this book recently called Breathe, and it talks about all the health benefits for nose breathing rather than breathing through your mouth. Breathing through your mouth is actually quite detrimental to your health. So I've naturally converted myself to a nose breather already. However, if you're a mouth breather, I highly recommend you try and train yourself to breathe through your nose. All in all, I think the challenge went really well. I was really amazed with how the forward ambulation impacted my productivity for the day. Just getting up straight away and getting out that door to go for a walk, it sort of shifted my mindset into this. It just did something where it flipped this switch in my brain, where when I got back from that walk, I was ready to dive straight into a deep work session. Also feel like I've benefited creatively from this challenge as well, in terms of creating these YouTube videos, blogging, all that kind of stuff, and just writing ideas down. I feel like I've just captured the muse and I'm able to cultivate more creative energy. And also that tunnel work has benefited me as well, because I feel like I've just been super focused on one task at a time. And as a result, my site's traffic has actually increased. My income's increasing again now. So that's really exciting. Also sleep-wise, I feel like I don't need to sleep as much. I'm only getting like 6 hours sleep, but I feel like that's all I need. Normally I wouldn't be able to function without any less than 8 hours sleep. However, I still need to do like non-sleep deep rest, like a 10-minute yoga nidra session. But as I continue my hour daily meditation, they say that if you meditate for an hour a day, you can also sleep 1 hour less every day. And finally, cold exposure has also given me this positive slow release dopamine throughout the day, where I'm not sort of addicted to dopamine in the short fast food dopamine sense of scrolling Instagram or other bad habits like that. I'm really addicted to this slow release dopamine that you get from the cold water. I would highly recommend you guys giving this a shot. It is really hard to sit through it for the first minute or so, but if you can go through that pain, it also toughens you mentally as well. And it just gives me so much energy to just move through the day. And I just feel amazing for it as well. Also, don't forget to check out all the other guys' videos. I'll have them linked down below and you can see how they went with this challenge. It was actually really cool to work together to make a similar video so we could all share our similar experiences. But thank you guys for watching. If you really enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up and also make sure to subscribe for more videos like this one. And I'll see you guys in the next one.